Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about the Hong Kong handover. So this is Hong Kong 177 years ago, as the conclusion of the First Opium War. The United Kingdom and China signed a treaty that read, His Majesty the Emperor of China cedes to Her Majesty the Queen of Great Britain, etc., the island of Hong Kong to be possessed in perpetuity by Britannic Majesty, her heirs and successors, and to be governed by such laws and regulations as the Majesty, the Queen of Great Britain, etc., shall see fit to direct. With that, the British Empire got just a little bigger. The population was reported to be 7,450 people. No one imagined what this island made up of a few fishing villages would become. Fast forward 56 years, there were two more agreements. In the second one, 18 years after the first, it was agreed between the governments of Great Britain and China that the limit of British territory should expand. The third agreement was made 38 years after the second. It was agreed that British territory should expand even more. The term of those leases shall be 99 years. That 99 years seemed to be forever. This forever, though, had an end, and this end was in 1997. Hong Kong grew and grew and grew and grew into the richest, most powerful, and most developed cities in the world. It became the business center in Asia. Differently from the rest of China, Hong Kong is a strong capitalistic economic model. But after a long time, a big question spread out in Hong Kong. Was it really going back to China? That's the question British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher had when she visited Beijing in 1982. The answer was actively yes. Now, just to make it clear, it's important to note that British could have kept Hong Kong because only this red part expired in 1997. The other portion, including Kowloon and Hong Kong Island, was not included in the lease. Hong Kong as a whole is already small enough, and the city had very much growth into the territories. So it was agreed to have the entire Hong Kong. It would be too unpractical to divide a great city into two different parts. After a lot of back and forth, it was decided in the last days of 1994 that the entire city of Hong Kong would go back to China. But it would remain the way it is, a capitalistic city, for more 50 years after the handover. That will be in 2047. Until there, Hong Kong would remain with the one country, two systems rule. After that, a clock started ticking for Hong Kong. It was very strange because it was the first time that a capitalistic territory was handed over to a communist state. Everyone was preparing themselves for the handover, such as moving investments, putting their companies in other countries, and etc. In that time, about 57% of the population thought the handover would go well, while 38% thought it would go wrong, and 8% were indecisive. So now, all what's left to do is wait until 2047 to see what will China do with Hong Kong. I bet it will be hard to take over, because China is a communist country, and Hong Kong is capitalist, and I think most people in Hong Kong like being capitalistic. So I think it will be hard to take over.